Hello everybody and welcome back to the BSDF1 channel with your hosts Josh George, Joshua Constant and Ryan Parker. On today's show we'll be talking race predictions for the Spanish Grand Prix, so without any further ado, let's get into this. Right, hello, welcome both of you. It's good for all three of us to finally be here. If some of you have listened to the podcast, we have been missing a host for a while. It is for some reason, he thought he'd break his arm, which is really clever. Hello Ryan.
Alright guys.
Here he is, that is him. A man of many words is Ryan, but
indeed,
he's actually the only one who theoretically is qualified to say anything because he's actually a mechanic. So he's the only one who can actually genuinely critique something.
I wouldn't be saying that much, mate. I wouldn't be saying that much.
So he's being modest. He did actually work on the I'm trying to think of a terrible car. The 2018 Williams was your brainchild, wasn't it? That was the one that you really worked on.
Yeah, that was the one I worked on.
So
Josh, how you doing?
For like 20 seconds, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think so. Less than that, I reckon. But how you doing, though, Josh? Are you good as well, mate?
Yeah, very good. Looking forward to the race on the weekend. Something interesting to happen. Obviously, we've got the Premier League wrapping up as well, which is cool, but we're not talking about that because we don't care.
No, we also do not care about football. It is the inferior sport in every sense of the imagination,
100%.
Only the most popular sport in the world, but you see what it is. But we're not a football channel, so we're going to get straight into this. We're not going to dilly-dally around with other things that we usually would do on the longer podcast. This is like a 20-minute roundup type of thing, bit impromptu. As it's rare, it's a Friday afternoon and three of us are available to do a video, which is incredible, really, to say the least.
It's mainly because I'm not working.
I was going to say, you need to break your arm more often. That's generally how I think that's gonna go down. Yeah, let's get into this. So, race predictions. Now, before we go into actual race predictions, there's a lot of big stuff that's gone on. There's a lot of big stuff. Like, I saw somewhere on one of the monitors, this one, I think, 3 cars, according to the FIA segment regulation thing, so that 3 cars have got 8 upgrades per car.
8?
That's the Aston Martin, the McLaren, and the Alfa Romeo. Didn't know
Ferrari's come in with some big upgrades, apparently, though. That's what I've heard.
But that's so many. The only one that hasn't, I think, is Haas.
They come out and said because of the news that everywhere else has got upgrades, Haas have said, our upgrades won't come till some point in the middle of the season, which is, I think, probably will be before or after the summer break, I reckon, to give them a good...
Yeah.
That makes sense because they're on a beforehand budget, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. Well, maybe not with... Oh, no, that's Aston Martin. I was about to say Daddy Stroll's money.
Aston Martin have had a bit of a good upgrade. I think they've been using the tracing paper again, haven't they?
Yeah, the tracing point has returned.
I was just about to say that.
What are they playing?
Green ball.
All the upgrades and the copying.
I mean, hey, it worked. Oh, camera's back. Finally. It clearly worked in 2020, right? Like, Racing Point had the 3rd fastest car. If it wasn't for a bunch of hiccups, they would have romped away with the 3rd place in the constructors. So it clearly worked. And here's one. I'm going to throw this to you. Quick answers for this. Is it A, in the spirit of the sport to do that? Is it B, not in the spirit of the sport to do what Aston Martin have just done? Josh, you go first. Yes or no? Spirit, no spirit?
Yes, I think it is. It's in the spirit of the sport.
In the spirit.
Because am I allowed to put a little bit of deposition on it or not? Go to Ryan.
We'll do depositions afterwards.
Right, yes, I think it is.
Heard. Can you please stay in your box?
Sorry.
And then Ryan, what about you? In the spirit or not in the spirit?
I'm not really too sure, to be fair, but
that's not a yes or a no answer. What are you playing at? You got more
I'm
words out of yours?
Sure.
What are you playing at? Listen to the whole thing, mate. I said in the spirit at the end of it. What do you mean?
So I'm not sure, but I think maybe 100%, definitely 50%. Yeah.
99% of the time it works 100% of the time.
Just to confuse everyone, 100% but 50% yes.
Yeah, there we go. That's what we like to see. So
what do you
Josh,
think then, Josh? Hang on. What do you think? You're in the spirit?
Yeah, I think it's quite an obvious thing that it's. I mean, in the spirit of it, I guess. But I'm going to let you go with your piece first, Josh, and then
okay, cool.
Right. So we all said it's in the spirit. So we're all just going to kind of echo chamber ourselves here. So if
Yeah, I
Josh
think
sums
so.
it up, me and Ryan just jump in and go, "You're right, boy."
Yeah.
You know what, I might say no then, just to be cat the ballast. But yeah, I think it's in the spirit because the whole sport is a political nightmare between teams. And if Red Bull have got the fastest car, which they have, why wouldn't you want to take a homage to their car and try and improve your own? I mean, if you're, creating films, you copy the best directors in terms of style and colouring. It's exactly how that is. People copy everybody all the time. People might say that we are copying other channels and other things. You're not copying. You're trying to create your own version of their solution, and in almost it's a homage to what they're trying to do, which is a bit shitty, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, that's what Formula One's all about. It's trying to get an inch for a mile, and copying others is part of it, in my opinion. And it's fun because now Christian Horner is probably going to be crying, and that makes me happy.
That's exactly what Dad said.
It's
That's
just-
literally what Dad said earlier.
Just something else for him to say. He needs to.
Oh, I'm not looking forward to all
FIA
of
stewards
this.
to have a look
Daddy
at.
Stroll's paid to have our plans. La la la. Boring.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Yeah, exactly. He needs to get in a bin ASAP, Rocky.
It's just something else for his paid stewards to have a look at.
Oh,
It's
page
for the
stewards coming in
Yeah,
already.
exactly. It's for the document readers to make the decisions, but that's in the spirit.
Yeah. It actually violates article blah 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 blah. Shut up,
Yeah,
mate.
yeah.
He just shoots in the dark and sometimes hits. He's.
On that topic, I wonder how much screen time Christian Horner's
Oh,
gonna get
what a
this
good thing! What a segment we should actually do. How much screen time
God,
will
we should.
Horner get? Horner
Could
corner.
you
and we
just
can
think
call it.
how many radio commentaries do you think we'll get during the race? At Miami, we had 3. Do we think we're going to go more than 3 this time?
Oh,
What, just from Red Bull?
No, well,
Or-
Sky was going to him just to have a conversation about Lewis's tyres and the weather at one point.
Well, yeah, that is true. I didn't even talk about Red Bull. They just talked about
Everything else,
Mercedes
yeah.
and then what the
Because,
weather's going to do.
Toto
So.
and Mercedes let Christian Horner's head rent free
Yeah.
day in, day out.
this is true. I think he's going to be. I think we're going to see 5. Not just the weekend in the race. I think he's going to cut 5 times. And what's going to happen? Because I had a bit of a prediction and then I changed it. But with all this stuff, I think Red Bull with no upgrades. I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong in the YouTube comments where geniuses reside. But literally, I think they've got nothing. You've got so many other cars with giant upgrades. I mean, McLaren saying that they're 5 tenths, 500ths, whatever it is, quicker a lap with these upgrades.
So that
Which
still
is
puts them a
ridiculous
second behind
considering-
Ferrari and Red Bull then, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh, they're not up there.
14
I don't
seconds
think-
behind. Like,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Verstappen qualified 1 million seconds in front last
yeah,
time.
he's
I believe it was 1
genuinely
million
the
seconds.
fastest driver in the world, faster than
Mhm.
any Formula One driver ever lived. and
Anything. If you
any
put Max
human being.
Verstappen in a plane, right, he would fly the fastest ever in that plane. Has ever, he's
Probably
like,
invented them.
if you, yeah, he's that fast. He invented flying.
Yeah,
I reckon.
he
Do you
wouldn't
know
even
what? You
need
could
it.
be onto something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you could type into Google, is Max Verstappen literally the best thing ever to be born onto the planet? And the answer would probably be yes.
Yes.
That's very, very true, as his evidence shows from last year. But, yeah, I think definitely we're going to see a lot of changed order, even though it's Spain and literally is usually boring. Very boring. This could be pretty exciting.
Yeah, but this is one of the things I was hoping you might say. I was hoping you would say Spain is usually boring, and you did. But why is it normally
Took
boring?
it off the bingo sheet.
Hang on, I'll drink to that. There we go. Bosh.
Yeah, Spain's boring. I want to have a drink. Ryan, lift your broken arm.
Raise an arm for that one. Or not. So, why is it boring?
Yeah, we don't
The
drink
reason
anymore,
why
boys.
it's boring is that you can't overtake. And our main criticism in the last 2 pods, mainly about tyres and at Miami, is it was particularly difficult to overtake. With the new regs and the minor changes they've made to the circuit, do we think that this is going to become a bit more of an exciting race? Because it becomes a little bit like Hungary, where it's tyre and pit stop strategy dependent, but they've adapted it and the cars can follow, which they couldn't do before in dirt yet, which this car, as we know, we do this circuit a lot in sim racing, is quite difficult to follow. So what do we think on that?
Yeah. I think the circuit's going to be trash. Next question.
Honestly, I think
Fair
it.
enough.
I do genuinely think it would just be another Imola.
What do you think?
If it's just going to be, everyone's going to fall into a pattern, and they're just going to keep following each other.
Yeah, I think get rid of that last stupid chicane, which is there for some asinine reason. I don't know why it's there. Just remove it. Just in practice one, just be like, guys, look, we're just going to take it out, see how you feel. See what you do. We're just going to not have it in here for a practice session. Let's see what happens. You know, put some nice safety barriers. It's got gravel there anyway.
I tried to add a devil's advocate to it, but...
No chance. Track is trash. Literally. Even on sim racing, it's good until Josh goes off of the gravel race grips. Ryan gets hit by a bot and I win the race eventually.
No, it's a good track.
Yeah.
It's a good track on sim.
What genius lined up the races to go from Catalonia to Monaco?
What genius lined up to go from Miami, which was okay-ish, good race, spectacle-ish kind of, then Catalonia and then Monaco.
It's like three boring races.
I didn't know Miami was a 50%er because we didn't know if it was either going to be, whoa, that's exciting, or that was boring. If Max Verstappen's car literally wasn't like an actual rocket ship, it might have been an exciting race, but it wasn't. He just drove off.
I looked at the two straights and was like, that's going to be a Red Bull circuit then.
Then you wait for Baku. Oh my god. I think they generally might
my
like.
Second favourite circuit.
I love Baku. Everyone loves a bit of Baku. But Baku's first ever race was trash.
Yeah, true.
And that is a thing that a lot of people forget. 2000 and... Oh, I just hit my mic with my hat.
Yeah, but 2014 was the worst year for cars, though, wasn't it? That's what you're about to say.
No, I think Baku came in 17.
13. Oh, 2000. Yeah, but there was a period with these new hybrid cars which were the slowest Formula 1 cars on record, which probably made them by default the hardest to overtake with and less fun to drive.
I mean, and that is literally Mercedes were literally like a minute and a half quicker than everybody else.
Yeah, because no one knew what they were doing.
There was no chance for anybody in 2014 and 15 and 16. But yeah, that's going to be an interesting one. I think, like we were saying, the track is still going to be boring, but
2016 for Baku, by the way.
There we go, my man. Wasn't
School?
Yeah, it was a real. Oh, because 17 was the one that was actually interesting. I had Stroll podium. Who knew? All that.
That's never happened.
Interesting. It did, Ryan. It happened.
Ryan, you missed it on the other pod that we actually think Latifi's going to go for a win today.
Yeah, the Maldonado
how it's going to
method.
happen is that his dad, who runs part of the racing team, is going to buy someone on the FIA to strictly make sure everyone is wearing the FIA safety pants, and Latifi is going to be the only one to have them, and therefore will win the race by default because he will be the only one to have them. So everyone else will
qualify 19 drivers.
That's going to happen.
Yeah,
so,
he's going to wear the safety pants, no jewellery.
Yep.
And Latifi wins by default, and if he takes himself out on T1, that's his own fault because he could have had it.
Yeah, I was going to say, but we have got the issue of Latifi crashing.
I mean, racing on his own, it could happen.
Yeah,
it's still very.
He could literally drive 5 miles an hour around the track and still possibly crash.
He could have no wheels on the car and still somehow crash it.
It's funny how we're criticising someone who is probably at the top of the motor racing sport, and we can only just about go around in go-karts.
I mean, it is very true. We literally will just talk crap and have zero backup.
Yeah, but that's why we can talk crap, because we've never done it.
Also true.
No one knows how good we are.
Incredible. Yeah. Why are you commenting that, commenter down in the comments, mate? We could be sick.
Yeah,
we're just not millionaires.
We could be the next Max Verstappen, bro.
No one could be the next Max Verstappen. Nobody, literally nobody ever.
Be as good as him.
No.
According to Twitter, literally he is the Jesus Christ. No, bigger than Jesus Christ. He might have taught Jesus to run.
No, I think he's actually bigger than Jesus Christ.
He taught Jesus how to walk on water.
He actually is as what John Lennon wanted to be for the Beatles.
Also true. Yeah, very, very true, yeah. I mean, he just has that caliber.
Should we move on from Max Verstappen? I'm
back on track.
Talking about
literally,
wow, nice segue.
That was excellent, yeah. Talking about John Lennon, Spain. So... I'm going to run through some quick fire predictions. I'm going to do mine, we're going to do Josh, and then we're going to do Ryan. and then we're going to see kind of like what because this is going to be different, Tim. I'm always up for a bit of a risky one. Race winner, Carlos Sainz. Why are you laughing at me? Who laughed at me then? Who laughed at me?
I'm wearing the base face. I think it's a good one to shout.
It's a base take. It's got a chance. I think this could be the point. The Leclerc and Max boil over. If we start looking at last year, I think if Ferrari's upgrades put them on exact pace, if not a bit quicker than Red Bull, Max and Leclerc are going to get a little bit tussly, and they're both a bit aggressive. They're going to do a Rosberg and Hamilton 2016, and then Sainz will come through straight through, and you'll have Spanish winner, Spanish Grand Prix, and then somehow Alonso on the podium at the same time. That'd be my the Alonso is the meme answer. But I would say this is generally my prediction, and this is what I mean. Write this one down. Take this as notes. Sainz P1, Hamilton P2, Russell P3. Bang. Take me to Twitter. Take me. My trousers are down ready for
you. What planet are you on? Jesus,
he's ready for that disappointment.
A second and a half in pace.
Yep.
He's ready for Hamilton to be above Russell, who
well
overtook him twice
at this rate.
In the last race. Like.
You wait. In my predictions that I made with my mate at work, I've got a Schumacher win for some point this season. So
yeah, but I rate that. Though. I rate that.
My predictions
are... What you haven't done is put where your money is.
Terrible.
And put in a little betty bet. Yeah. But we don't condone betting on this channel. Unless they want to sponsor
we don't.
Them.
Betting is for losers. Only losers gamble. This is a true fact. Yeah, but
you also do win sometimes, so it's a 50-50 draw in my opinion.
But then you always lose.
Yeah, but they might sponsor us, so I'm happy to do either way.
Gambling sponsor? Wow. Maybe we would drive in Formula 1 with one of them sponsorships. Yeah. Millions and millions. Right, Josh, your predictions. Let's hear it. How terrible they are.
Okay.
Max win.
No, get out. I reckon Carlos is definitely on the podium. I reckon P2, but P3 I think Bottas.
Oh.
Yeah, and then P1 I do think it's between Charles or Max. But I do think one of the midfield is going to be able to get, and I say Bottas because he's had a good couple of races recently. If they've got good upgrades,
except when he bottled it in front of George Allen,
but we'll forget about that for the moment. But he's had some seriously good races recently, and he's been consistent. And this is a testing circuit, and he's traditionally been quite good at this circuit, and he's been held back by Lewis and Mercedes. So, with that being said, with a good tyre strategy, with good pit stops, a midfield player, and I think of those midfield players, I think it might be Bottas, and I think he might get a podium.
Interesting, like that one. Ryan Boy, what do you reckon?
I'm the same with first place as Josh is. Either Max Verstappen or Charles Leclerc.
Boring.
But as for second and third,
wow, what are you Aston Martin copying? Jeez.
Alright, Latifi's for the win.
There we go. That's the one we wanted. That's
that bombshell.
That's the end. Yeah. Go on. What's your price?
My second and third. I want George to get a second. To be honest, I feel like he could be quite good at this track because he has been very, very quick. So
he was good in the Williams. I don't know if you remember a couple of years ago as well. He's been very, very.
Yeah, he was very good in the Williams. But as for my third place, I'm not entirely sure.
McLaren have got big upgrades.
I feel like
and Aston Martin.
That's what but I'm not entirely sure because I feel like third place is up for the grabbings for anyone.
Yeah, that's what I mean about Bottas. That's exactly my opinion on it, Ryan.
A quick thing to add to that. Quick thing to add to that is how annoying is it that we're just not putting Perez anywhere near it. He's class. I just can't see him comfortably leading a race like I can see George Russell, like I could see Carlos Sainz. I know what it is with Perez, that he has this thing, not because he's Red Bull and I'm anti-Red Bull.
Well, it ain't that, but if he got into first place, Red Bull would probably leave him out there for the entire race, bring him in on the last lap and then say he's run out of fuel. So
figure out a way how they can swap him for Max.
That's the thing, though. They would compromise his race to get a fast. They would. I don't know if they bring him in for the first. Like, at the moment, they want constructors, don't they? So I don't know if they'd do that, but they would compromise his race, and I think that's maybe what we're considering.
Max
that Red Bull would
first, even above Red Bull.
Oh no! There was something in the news the other day that Christian Horner puts Max over his wife. I know it's
Basically.
a joke. How he would.
I wouldn't even like be surprised
one's
if it's
surprised.
true.
No.
I wouldn't be
There's
surprised
just-
if Christian Horner is actually married to Max.
Do you reckon?
Just tells his wife to go back to the hotel room. Just follows Max back to his
I mean,
house.
it's funny. Like, it's funny because
So I got Max.
they're so easily memeable, and I would love to pinpoint when Red Bull stopped being the fun, like we can always have a fight team, to being this just whiny, moany, lame. And people were like, "It's because Mercedes."
Yeah, no, it's that. It's
like
that.
that.
100%.
No.
Christian Horner
When
is
did,
the reason why that team is so toxic, and he has been pissed off since 2014 when his toys came out of the pram because he didn't have a car that matched Mercedes and didn't have a racer like Sebastian Vettel who could race for them hard enough until Max came along. So I had to keep his mouth shut until someone like Max got to the top of his game, and now he's doing exactly what he was doing back in the day for Seb, and has amplified it because there's so many more cameras into this now. There's so many more like streamers going on about Formula One. There's
so much more screen time.
There's so much more screen time. So we're seeing, unfortunately, a lot more of this guy. And I'd love to have a conversation with him because he would probably welcome coming onto a podcast and get roasted, and then probably roast us.
What
back,
Christian?
which would be really fun.
Could you imagine what Christian Horner?
Yeah,
I'd love to do a roast.
but then I'd
of
probably
Christian
fall in
Horner.
love with him as well, like how Max did. So
Yeah,
could
that's
be
right.
cool.
He does have them eyes.
Yeah, he
You know
does.
them. I'm dead inside eyes.
He's dead. Yeah, but you know what? You go deep enough though, you just see Toto and Lewis like this.
Well, he's just in there,
Yeah.
And in his head, all he can hear is a soft, Michael, no, this isn't right. That is exactly what is in Christian Horner's head. Okay, his alarm is like him saying, Max Verstappen, you are champion of the world.
No, there's
And
more
that's
than
what he
his
wakes up
alarm,
to
mate.
every morning.
There's more than that's more than his alarm.
That's his ringtone, his email notification.
that's
Typical
everything.
fashion. In typical fashion, we were talking about race predictions and we're roasting Christian Horner and Red Bull.
Yeah, we
again.
should get off this topic because this is about catalogue.
So coming away from that,
because what we're doing is Sky Sports and only talking about Christian Horner.
we are. We're giving him.
Yeah.
Damn, we're
Man,
giving
he's
him more
getting the
screen
publicity
time.
He always wants. God damn it! Take that picture off the screen of Christian. So the race predictions. I'm saying science. Josh is saying Max or Lewis. Have a decision
Charles.
now. Go.
Max or Charles.
There we go. Did
Charles.
I say Lewis?
Yeah.
It's just ingrained. Spain and
standard.
Lewis is just in my head as he's going to win.
Yeah.
So
You never know.
you never know. Yeah, it's won the last 5 in a row.
Indeed.
So we've got. Yeah, I'm science. Josh is Charles Chuck Leclerc.
I'd much rather Charles because I
and
like Charles and I think he's a good looking chap. And I like
Charles is
seeing him on
incredibly
P1 because
good-looking.
he gets more screen time and that means I get to stare at him a bit more.
Yeah. As our girlfriend sit there, what are you looking at? And we're like, literally,
Yeah, sorry about
the guy.
that. Yeah, but
The guy. And then
he
Rhyme,
would, though.
your P1 was Latifi, wasn't it?
Yeah, Latifi, mate. No. I want to say Charles Leclerc, but I feel like Max Verstappen's going to
Why
take
did
it
we
again.
invite him? But yeah, okay, fair.
Max Verstappen. No,
It's because them the two straights that are there. We know how deadly they can be if you can get a quicker car
Yeah,
behind
that is
the.
true.
that front
place.
straight.
That's true.
Front straight? That pit straight at Spain, yeah. If the Ferrari haven't been able
If
to
you
catch
can-
up with Red Bull and Red Bull get in front.
If you can get the exit, on the last corner right, you're romping past whoever's in front of you.
That's, yeah,
I mean,
point on that.
we'll see. And more than likely, it's just going to be a couple of teams of switch positions and we see 2 overtakes. And that is more likely because
on the
Spain-
upgrade front though.
Then the hard tyres will come out.
Don't talk
and
about
nothing.
that. We've
Yeah.
discussed hard tyres. We don't want to go there again. That was a dark and dismal place about
Yeah.
tyre strategy, but it's bound to happen because this track's kind of like Hungary. On the fact of the upgrades,
Anyway.
what car do we think
Yeah, go on.
is going to be the most improved, and perhaps like do a Mercedes and be the most improved but end up worse?
Well, the Aston
Do you
Martin,
think?
probably.
Yeah, I was about to say the Aston Martin. Josh, what do you think?
Because they've.
Well, I don't know. That's a good question. You've got, I think McLaren are going to be. I think McLaren are going to make a good step up. I think
All you got to
Aston
do then,
Martin-
mate, is not wear your unlucky hat for the race, and they might
Hold on 2 seconds.
copy.
he instantly snapped
2
and
seconds.
looked at
2
it.
seconds. Ted, 2 seconds. Ted.
By the way, to give context for any of the listeners out there,
There we go.
When Josh wears this hat,
Now we're an official
doing
Formula One
anything,
podcast now.
Watching Formula One, watching racing, watching anything to do with Lando or McLaren, and is wearing this hat, they always end up in the bin.
Something happens.
His dad has made him not wear it while watching the racing now.
I was wearing this hat in Russia, and that says it all.
Right, so you're the cause for the Russian-Ukraine war, by the way, then? Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah.
Right, moving on.
That is exactly, yeah.
It's a cause for Lando, not Pitt as well.
It's a depressing thing. I like this hat, but just can't wear it because it's cursed.
It's been banned.
Maybe I'll wear this one.
You're not allowed to wear it at Silverstone, by the way. Yeah,
Silverstone.
you're banned. You have to
we're
buy
going to be wearing merch there.
Yeah.
Leaked. Oh, I threw the hat a bit too intensely. What about this one?
I'm going to be wearing my McLaren.
This is an old hat. I've had this for ages. There it is, dude.
Yeah, but okay. Back to the question on hand, though. For you, what do you think? What car do you think is gonna? Enough of the outfit changes. What do you think? What car do you think is going to be more improved or be worse because of the improvements?
Unfortunately, I think the Aston Martin is probably going to be the worst, just because they just can't seem to get it right. I think McLaren is going to be better, but not great, because they've got Daniel Ricciardo and he just can't do anything good at the moment. I think Alfa Romeo, like you said, I think that is a good one. I think they could have a jump. But there would be the two. I'd say Aston Martin more than likely, but Alfa Romeo could be. I think McLaren are a smart enough unit to not have that mistake. Mercedes upgrades, I still think are going to do. I think if they can stop the porpoising, they're laughing.
Yeah,
I literally think
is
they
the
could
porpoising the entire
like
reason they're having
like
issues? Though, just on that quickly, is that the entire reason though? Because look at Ferrari, they've got bad porpoising. I'm pretty sure it
is.
Okay, it is. Do you think? Okay.
I'm pretty sure it is. I know that I was watching a video the other day where there's something about the struts that the car has, and the FIA allow one on the outside, one on the inside, and the Red Bull has one on the outside, one on the inside, because they can put the inside one connected to the floor on the inside the what are they called? Side pods. So can Ferrari, and so can a lot of the other teams. But because Mercedes don't have a side pod, they can only fit one of these struts.
Well, yeah, but don't you think? I think Ted Kravitz made the point on the very, very. I think it was one of the testing notebooks. If you're Mercedes, the best thing you could do is go to your designers and developers at Le Mans or LMP1, which have the underfloor effect. Yeah, where porpoising exists, and they have championship-winning cars there. Why wouldn't you go there? But that's maybe that's another pod for another day, because that's a much more interesting conversation, as we probably got to wrap up.
That's a very long question.
We'll save that. That's a good one. So stay tuned for that one. You watch. We'll do a pod, and then
you could dive. I was going to say you could dive into a very deep bag with that question,
and somehow we'll come up with the answer that it's Christian Horner's fault.
Yep.
Christian Horner and Max Verstappen have something to do,
and we're back. That is the that's the thing. No, I think there could be a lot of good stuff. I mean, practice. We're gonna. When is it? 5 minutes, and when we're recording
5 minutes.
The
is why we're getting
cars
off.
will roll out.
Yeah.
So and you've got to get somewhere as well. So I think we're going to see quite a lot of new things. I think there's going to be a lot of excuse me. There's going to be a lot of difference today. I've just realised I lost my document. There it is. I reloaded it. That's why my face is now white.
So
I think we're going to see a lot.
The practice will start the minute we end this podcast.
Timed.
2 minutes, 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I mean, we will end this now. Last things. Any other wild, wacky things that could happen? What do you think?
Latifi won't crash.
That is wild and wacky. That is a true one.
Just quickly, do we think Lewis is going to get a penalty because of the jewellery yet for this race? I know it's more so coming in Monaco, but do we think
he'll get fined?
Yeah.
They'll just start fining him. And
I feel like he'll get fined.
They'll fine him like $5,000 and he'll go, okay, and he'll just piss it out and go, there you go, there's my $5,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what he's going to do. Like when they charge Verstappen £50,000 for touching the car. €50,000, sorry.
No, they charge Red Bull.
His contract is literally $55 million a year.
The team pay for that anyway.
Yeah. And I wonder how much Red Bull is worth. I don't know. But 50k ain't anything. It's deposit for a house.
It's a lot more than 50k.
Oh, it's ridiculous. But yeah, so that's interesting. No Latifi crash. What about you, Josh? wacky, wild, anything?
Some car is going to end up on fire, I think, and there's going to be a bit of a. It's not going to be a red flag session, but it's going to be.
I could counter with Ryan's and be
the only reason I say that is I saw a TikTok earlier with Lewis's. I don't know if it might have been
TikTok.
Oh, TikTok. Shut up. It was basically Lewis had a car that was on fire, and I think there's going to be one of the 20 cars that ends up on fire, and it's going to be quite a spectacle, but nothing crazy.
I reckon it would be one of the Alpha Touries.
No, I don't think it'd be them. I think
they do seem to light fire.
I think it might of any car. If you're going to say what one would it be, I reckon it's going to be Zhao's. Zhao.
Oh, the suspense.
The other.
Joe.
Zhao.
Joe.
I don't know how to pronounce his name properly.
Yeah.
Zhao, I think. Isn't it? Yeah, I think
English, we butcher foreign names.
Yeah,
it's
sorry
literally
about that,
English thing to do. We just butcher
He's a really
foreign
nice
names.
guy,
Not
actually. He
offensive,
speaks very
we are
good
just
English. He's obviously spent a long time practicing and learning how to speak
Most of the
English.
foreign
And
people
then
can.
English
They
people
speak
can't
better
even
English
get their
than we
name right,
can.
which is disrespectful.
Yeah.
Right, I need to wrap it up myself,
really.
so
Typical England.
Josh, do the honours for us.
Yeah, you got to get out of here. So, yeah. Right. And then I didn't have anything weird or wacky apart from my science and crashing prediction. So, anyway, once again, thank you all for listening and watching. This has been our first YouTube exclusive one. So, comment, subscribe, like down below. Helps us out massively. Once again, as we always say, there are 3 idiots here that have no idea what they're actually talking about. Maybe bar Ryan with his qualification to fit a wheel. Apart from that, everybody, have a lovely race weekend. Enjoy it. Hopefully you don't sleep too much. And until next time, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.